If Los Angeles County was its own state, it would be the 10th largest state in our country. It's absolutely huge. Here we're at the entrance of the Port of Los Angeles. This is right where our congregation and our community is located. Off to this side, you're gonna see downtown Los Angeles. Absolutely huge. You go down a working path along here and you get to what's called Harbor Gateway, which is right where we live, the gateway to the harbor. And it's working class people, blue collar jobs that work right here in a working port, the largest port in the United States of America. Keep on going around the peninsula and come to Portuguese Bend, which is one of the most seismically unstable parts in a seismically unstable city. There's an instability everywhere, from Portuguese Bend to the global economy here in the port, to housing costs throughout this whole region. Where are we gonna find stability? A number of years ago, Trinity recognized, not only for themselves, but also for the broader church, a great need for leaders. So we started something called Trinity Greenhouse. Greenhouse is a place where life is planted, and it's not planted alone, it's planted in community. It's nurtured, it's grounded, there's weeding that takes place, there's pruning that takes place. So what we do in Trinity Greenhouse is we invite people to come live with us for a year. We invite them to come and be planted, actually to let their roots go deep, to seek health, to be open to God's pruning and His weeding, but then really to be open also to transplanting. A greenhouse is something that you go, this belongs in my yard, this belongs over here in this landscaping. And we have people who've come that have gone so many different places. We produce leaders grounded in the gospel of Jesus Christ.
I love our rhythm of prayer. I have found so much meaning in the Psalms and in the singing. And I think just the daily repetition of that has become to be really meaningful to me.
These young people we're working with are, 30 and under.
Yeah.
I feel like they're miles ahead of where we were when we got here at 30.
Yeah.
Just learning to live in this way together, in this commitment to their faith that's more than just words. It's got guts to it.
I start my morning off with prayer. It's not just go do something else, and when my life is in good rhythm, I can wake up with prayer, whether it's with internship, outside the internship, and it's always a good way to start and get closer to God. And I'm always reminded, even in my moments where struggling mentally, physically, emotionally, looking to God is always the right way to go. And usually that's done with morning prayer here, just a good community of people getting closer to God.
Over these years that we've had the honor of working with young adults, we have just sensed so many different goals and needs that they've had as they've come our way. We've noticed just this deep longing for a family connection and commitment, and that's something that has really been able to be birthed in this community with us.
This feels most native to a home. A lot of times we think we're trying to prove something in community. What I love to tell people who come for a year or stick around here is you don't have to prove anything. You're living from a place of favor. You're living from a place of security.
Wow, it's brought about some massive changes in my life. Prior to this, I was living with my parents, trying to finish school, but now school's over, and I've spent a whole year learning how to live on my own. Being surrounded by others who are also trying to figure out how to live on their own, it's super encouraging.
Trinity Greenhouse is housed at Trinity through Trinity. The internship program is the biggest part of the Trinity Greenhouse, where young adults come and they live at Trinity for a year in our apartments, and they're learning about church ministry life, they're learning about what God's doing in their life, they're learning to pray intentionally, listen to God intentionally. One of the fun things about being an intern is that none of the days are ever the same. They're all a little bit different. We concentrate most of the interns' work on a few days of the week. so that they can be out in the community for a lot of the other days in the week. Every day includes prayer, morning and evenings. We commit to that as a community. A few days of the week, the interns are working together from 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, all the way until 9 at night. Maybe we're working on writing a sermon or writing a message or small group questions. Maybe we're working on a goofy skit or play or puppet show for younger kids. Maybe we're learning to visit an older person in their home. It's a little bit of everything, and it's really, really good.
In the world, we're so used to hiding parts of ourselves, or hiding our sin, and when you're in a close community like this, you can't hide anything. You just get to be who you are and experience the love and grace of God through other people and how they see all of you and love you and know that that's the way that God sees all of us.
I don't know how I survived without this really beautiful Christian community. It's really taught me kind of how to be accountable and how to be a Christian, not just at church on Sunday. It puts you in a place of leadership, but also a place of, you need growth, and you get to see that in others and encourage that in others. And it's such a beautiful just picture of kind of God's creation and what it's gonna be, a little glimpse of heaven, especially when we get to be silly together, we get to be sad together, we feel everything together, just as a community.
There's not the expectation that you're gonna be planted here forever. This isn't an arboretum where you're gonna be on display for the rest of your life. You're probably gonna be transplanted somewhere. And when you get transplanted somewhere, we don't just want you to have competencies, we want you to have the character of Christ in a deeper kind of way. Think about Gage and Annika and Fargo establishing another young adult community, working in ministry. I think of Jordan and Ellie serving the purposes of God in the northern suburbs of Minneapolis.
Matt and Zoe up in Santa Clarita
Yes.
doing the same thing.
And then just a whole bunch of young people who have brought health to a congregation. They're baristas, they're artists,
Musicians.
they're musicians. That really is our vision with Greenhouse. Come get rooted, stabilized, secure, attentive to what needs weeding, what needs pruning, and ready to transplant in a healthier way somewhere else.